Hello everyone, welcome back to the PA Box. My guest this evening is a player who could definitely be said to be a fan's favourite, particularly with our younger fans, with whom he is very generous with his time for photos, autographs, etc. Not only that, he's, well, depending on whose stats you agree with, he's within 1 or 2 goals of breaking the all-time record for Hastings United or Town goals in a season. And it's David Rodari. David will be joining me in a few minutes. We'll talk about his early career, his life in Italy, his move to the United Kingdom, and obviously joining Eastbourne Borough and the U's, his time in professional football, and then back at the pilot field for this season that we're just finishing up now. Obviously we'll be looking forward to the cup final at the Amex in a few weeks' time. David did play for Worthing at the Amex last season, so he's got some experience of that already. So he'll be with us in a couple of minutes. Sit down, get yourselves comfortable, and hope you enjoy it. Right, David has now joined me in the box, so welcome.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you for having me.
First time up here?
I know, yeah.
Yeah, well, we've got to see you got your your 30th goal there. That's just gone up this week. So yeah, we've got Finn's first goal there. Put that one up as well. I thought that'd be quite a nice one. So yeah, I like the photos brighten up a bit, but we had
it's good.
We had some problems. We actually put our thumb through the wall on the back here, so it's getting a bit
nice.
decrepit.
It looks cosy.
Yeah, it is cosy. Yeah. Okay, right. So yeah, welcome, and I did a little introduction. So we'll start with your life in Italy. You were born just over the border in Switzerland, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
And grew up in Novara.
Well, I played there, but I grew up in Cannobio, which is on Lake Maggiore.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So is that near Lake Como? Just
kind of, yeah. But the Lake Maggiore is the nicer one there. Yeah. No one knows, unfortunately. Yeah.
Well, probably fortunately. No, it's a nice. So you're sort of between Turin and Milan there, aren't you?
It's literally like just near Switzerland. Yeah. So it's more northwest. It's kind of near another town called 𝑰𝑵𝑬𝑹𝑽𝑰𝑭, but like I said, not many people know. They knew more like Milan or Turin, obviously. They're quite more popular.
So you're right hard up against the Swiss border.
Yeah, literally next to. Yeah.
Yes, no, it's quite easy. So Switzerland obviously has an Italian part, a German part, and a French part, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's quite multilingual as a country. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. So you played most of your football in Novara then, and then at Inter.
That was when I was really young. I must have been about 8 or 9. And then I went up to Novara, which at that time were in the 3rd division, and they went up to the 1st, to Serie A. I was there for about 6 seasons. Then I went to another club, Provercelli, which were at that time in the 2nd division. This was always academy football. And then I got released after a year, I think. A year or 2 maybe, I don't remember. And then I went to Switzerland to like a academy selection of the kind of best player of the Italian part of it. And then I only went there because they were competing against all the big teams in Switzerland, and that was under 18 level. And so it was my only option really, because it was close to home as well, to then make myself like a name out there. So because we were playing against Basel, Grasshopper, all the top teams in Switzerland.
Right, No, it must have been quite a good grounding. So that was obviously probably when you were a teenager and things.
Yeah, I was about 6. Just before 15 maybe. Yeah,
amazing. And so what brought you? Was it parents' work or something like that? What brought you to the UK?
I just have a thought with my brother, and I've always wanted to live abroad and come to England, especially because I love London. It's my favourite city. And he just set me up with different like teams, coaches. He sent out loads of emails to clubs from like probably League One to the conference, and just to get a try and see how I would have gone. And obviously it was also good because at least I could learn the language, and and the main thing for me was living on my own. Then I'll have to be responsible for my own life.
Right, okay, so you came over on your own.
Yeah. So at least I grew up quicker, you know,
Sure.
now I am where I am, so...
Yeah, and so you ended up at Eastbourne Borough, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Yeah,
With
so
Chris, yeah.
how did you find that?
It was good, yeah. He replied to my brother's email. He said, yeah, bring him over for like a couple of days, because I think at that time they were redoing the under-18 and he was taking over. And so I went out there for like 3 days in, what was it, March 2016 maybe, I would have thought. And yeah, we did two training sessions and a trial game against each other, and yeah, he said he would take me back in pre-season.
Yeah, fantastic. And how did you find English football compared to playing over in Italy and Switzerland?
It was a lot. You know what? Switzerland is quite similar to the English one, because
Yes.
everyone's a lot faster, and you know that they're not very. The only difference I would say between Italian football and English is more the technical and tactical ones. But like movement and speed is a lot faster here, and like I said, it's more. You get more tackles here in Italy. You know, everyone goes down really easily.
Yeah.
And they scream like I used to.
Yeah. And that was the same in youngsters football as it was. So it was all the way down through the Italian.
Yeah, I think that's how they taught you, like, even at a young age. Just, you know, as soon as the Italians just go down.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, you know, I remember sort of, I'm of the age where I remember going back to Football Italia back in the 1990s when the Italian football was first on Channel 4 in this country.
Okay, yeah.
And it was a really big thing. And obviously the difference in the football between what was played in Italy then and what was played in England at the time made the Italian football on the telly quite a big draw. I think it really was a big thing.
It used to be a lot better. Now it's gone. It's still good now, but you know, there used to be more big names out there.
Yeah, I guess it's a money thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So obviously you must have done okay at Eastbourne, because you ended up moving to Hastings.
Yeah.
And that was what, about 2016 or so?
Yeah, 2017 maybe, because. So I went to Eastbourne Borough, but I couldn't play because of my international clearance. So I waited 6 months, but then towards the end, Chris switched from Borough under-18 to Hastings under-18 with Dean White, and then I played, I think, 8 or 9 games with Eastbourne Borough under-18, and then obviously Chris contacted me and said, you know, come here, you like, as the right people here, you get what you want, like, you know, which is going professional football. We'll help you and everything. Yeah. Which it happened, so I'm pleased I did the switch.
Yeah, certainly, because you came in at the time of the big change when Chris started to sort of, I think we hadn't been watching Hastings long then ourselves, and you could notice the change in style at the time.
Yeah, I used to watch a few first team games when Darren Hale was the manager there, but we were more focused on the under-19 because we were, I think, like really close to Maidstone, to who was going to win the league, and we just missed out on the last day. So
yeah. I mean, and you were with that team all the way through to the playoffs against Ashford.
Yeah, some of them went, but most of them, like, we were the same. Yeah,
and that was a really good side. That was the first big side that Chris built.
Yeah, very young as well.
Yeah, it must have been great. Sort of, you know, going into first team football with that team and with Chris.
Yeah, it was good. Like I said, we knew each other. We played for a while together, and you know, then Chris put us all together in the first team, and I wouldn't say we delivered, but we did pretty well, counting the team we had, and you know, our first or maybe second proper hit as you know, in first team football. So
I mean, it was only the pandemic really that stopped that team going any further, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that team was developing, and then that put a real spanner in the works.
Yeah, no, it did. Yeah, but he paid off at the end, so which is the main thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So playing in that team, what do you think happened? What happened in your mind that made you think, I can go pro at this stage?
You know what? It actually came out really randomly, because the second time I did my knee, just before then I almost kind of agreed, or Hastings agreed to get me to Crawley for a fee, and then the week after I just, you know, ruptured my ACL. So it was a bit, I was like, this is not going to happen again, because even the first time I was at Millwall on trial and I did it. And then I came back after the pandemic, trained really hard in Italy with my physio in Switzerland through obviously Zoom call, because we couldn't move anywhere. Yeah. And I came back and then I think the Crawley gaffer, he was asking Chris and Dean and the people around like how I was getting on, and yeah, I came back fine. I scored a few goals when I came back, and then COVID hit again for a few months.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I think it was one afternoon where I was training with Ansu on a 3G, and I got this random phone call from the Crawley gaffer, and I was like, who's this? So we kind of agreed to come and get you into training with us for like a week or something. So I went in there, and then after the first session they were like, yeah, we'll take him. So it was a bit like random, but it was good. Yeah, like I said, I really wanted to do that. So
yeah, and obviously once you went, how did you find it? I mean, it different world altogether, I guess, isn't it?
You know what? You'd be surprised, but it was it was very professional down here, and I sort of expected to be a lot more then.
Right,
but I guess that's kind of like, I don't know, we used to train it twice a week.
Yes.
So we would put all the work into a session, where there was every day, so it was a bit more like lighter. But I think that depends on the manager as well.
Yeah, so what did you were there at Crawley for a year and a bit or so before?
2.5.
Yeah. With the, I was thinking about when you went out on loan and that.
Yeah. So the first 6 months were probably my best one, where I think I played about 15 times. I had my first start against Exeter, and then scored against Bolton on the last day, which wasn't really like memorable because they got promoted on the last day. But I thought, you know what, I scored a goal. Who cares? That was my first professional goal. Then the second year we came back in pre-season, and I started really well in pre-season. I was playing every game. I ended up being the top scorer in pre-season at Crawley. And then just before playing Hartlepool away on the first game, I literally tore my hamstring, and that put me out for like a good 12 weeks. And I think that's what killed me for that year.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I had a really good pre-season. And then it was harder coming back into a side that, you know, played together for a few months. You know, they were doing okay, I think, at that time. So then I decided to go on loan at 𝑰𝑵𝑽𝑰𝑭 at that time. This was when they were in this league. Did well there. They won this league at that time. And then, because I was doing well, I got rewarded with a move to Dorking. And then obviously they won the playoff in Conference South, which was, you know, unbelievable feeling as well. Even if I didn't play, it was still like, you know, unreal. And then the third year, we had new management, so I thought, you know, I'll give it a go in pre-season, which is what I wanted to do. Is a new and young manager coming from, I think, Kevin Betts. He was from Arsenal 23s, so I thought you would probably want to work with young players. But yeah, after pre-season, or midway through, he said to me like they were looking to get me out on loan. But to be fair, luckily they told me, because, you know, at least I got what I got that year out, which turned out to be one of my, probably the second best season after this one, where I didn't score as much as I wanted to, but, you know, with Dartford we finished second, and we were in playoff semi-final, scored in the playoff against Braintree. Hans was playing there as well. And then we won the Amex final against Bognor, so it turned out to be actually a good season, you know, even if I was on loan. So the move to Crawley ended out with some really sort of good times. Yeah, it was good, you know, but just at a slightly lower level. But you know what, that league is now so tough, and like I said, Crawley, they were lucky to stay up last year, so otherwise it would have been in the National League this year. So it's interesting. What did you that time when you were away? I asked Adam the same question actually. What did you learn? What were the biggest sort of takeaways, the biggest learnings you had from that time? It's tough, you know, because like I said, Chris brought us up from youngster to now so well, training really professionally all the time, that, you know what, like, professional football didn't seem what I would have expected it to be. But still, it was good, you know, like, I've met so many good people and coaches, experienced players that play in the Prem and Championship, you know. And I've always asked for help to anyone, even if I wasn't playing, you know. Even on the bench, I was looking at the other strikers movement, like Tom Nichols playing in League One. Ashley Addison playing League 2 all the time as well, so, and even in the opposition. So I think the main thing was like, what I've realised is that that level is like, it's not much different here, but like I said, you can come up against players that play in the Prem, and then you can see the experience, the difference.
Yeah, no, I can see, I can see that.
Yeah.
And Chris, whenever he talks about the consistency. So the players that play at that level, the one thing they do have is that consistency all the time.
That's another thing as well, because otherwise I wouldn't have ended up back here. Like I said, if I would have stayed consistent and did maybe not more, because I don't have any regrets, but you know, like you can always do more and more. Like I said, because what I've learned is it's easier to get there rather than stay in the football league. Yeah, quite a tough business. I think clearly is quite tough. And obviously, you've come through 2 injuries, bad knee injuries, and obviously you said you had the hamstring issue as well. So in reality, you've come out the other side of that. Yeah, no, like I said, even if I had those injuries, like I said, I'm still grateful. I'm grateful I can still play. Yeah. And like I said, even better that I'm not made it, but you know, at least for 2.5 years I played professional football. So yeah, fantastic. And now you're here. So summer of 2023 it'll be now, wouldn't it? Yeah. How did you get the call? You know, we obviously had all the situation here when Gary left, Barnsley took over. When you came back, how did that work? How did that happen? It was Stoney contacted me in the summer. I think it was about June. So I was still on contract, Crawley, but I knew I wasn't getting a new one. And he offered me a contract, but I said, look, I'm just waiting on other options, because I was having a few meetings with other managers to see whether I could go there or not. And you know, like the minimum level I wanted to drop at least was Conference South, like even Worthing, you know, or Dartford again. And then there was another team in Northern Ireland as well, which I turned down towards the season. So I just waited, and then, you know, nothing happened. Then I went into pre-season with Havant, where Ansel was as well, because my old agent, he knew their gaffer there, so I asked him if I could, you know, just keep myself fit. Like I said, if they can offer me something, I wouldn't mind going there. Yeah. But he was mainly to keep myself fit to see what was going to happen. And then they said they couldn't offer anything, which, to be fair, I didn't really have a great pre-season, because I went in really late, where everyone else had a off-season program and 2 weeks ahead of me, so it was tough for me to just, you know, get on the same level as them. And then I asked Barnsley or Stoney if I could play the game against Charlton, because I think Havant were going back into the league, or they were like, he can't stay, otherwise, like, you know, we either sign him or not, but we don't want him. So then I ended up here playing for that game, and it turned out to be a great day. Yeah, I can remember that. The funny thing, I remember that quite amusing when obviously up here it has trials. Yeah. And people are suddenly saying to me, that's David Rodari, and I say, bloody hell, it is David Rodari. Yeah. And of course the tradition is that you're not allowed to announce people's names. Yeah, of course, yeah. And so it's quite a funny situation. It was, yeah. And then not long after that, both you and Adam signed. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, that's a really interesting glimpse into the life of someone of your ability who has played semi-pro, pro, back to semi-pro again. So you're back here now. You're obviously very happy here. Yeah. How has the season been, to put it bluntly? It's been good. It started off good. We had a bit of a dark period when we had 6 defeats in a row. Then obviously Chris came back in, which was great news, especially for me and us, because we still want to push ourselves back into the pro level. And now I think with them we had a really good run, and now we just missed out on the playoff, which I take part blame for not scoring enough and missing a few chances with the last few games, which is fair enough, to be fair, because like I said, I did put myself a target of 30 plus goals this year, but now looking back at the last 2 months, I would say I could have probably hit 50. So, but like I said, it is what it is, and we still had a good season. It's still not mathematically, like, that's right. Yeah, we still can make it. There's a minimal chance, and we're in a cup final, so at least we got something to play for at the end, and it's a silverware. So you actually started off when Barnsley was here playing out wide, didn't you? Yeah, I did. Yeah. How did you find that frustrating? You know what, I didn't mind it, because like I said, I used to be a winger when I was young. Then when I came to England, Chris put me as a striker, and but yeah, it was it, because I came so late. I knew they bought Femi in to be their main man up front. Yeah. So I was like, you know what, I can still get probably even 20 plus goals from the wing. Around. Yeah, going inside, cutting, or going on the side and, you know, crossing it. And then, like I said, I went up striker and it turned out to be better.
Yeah. Because obviously when Chris came, it was obvious that he had you down as his number 9. And that's where you landed. How do you find now as the player's developing with Chris, going back to when Chris was here and when you were first here, how are you finding the style of play? It looks fairly similar. The pattern of play looks fairly similar to what it was. Is it something that you're fairly familiar with, or has it developed?
No, to be fair, like he's changed formation, because we used to play 4-3-3 before. Well, now we play 3 at the back, or sometimes 5 with the wing backs.
Yes.
No, I think it's because obviously he's been at Brighton and Stevenage, so you've learned new tactical skills and stuff like that. So I think we have all improved, and so is he. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know talking to you off the record and that, I know that you're someone who's very big on self-improvement. You're quite self-aware. Whenever I talk to you, that one of the first things you're talking about is what you could have done better.
Yeah, and I always,
it's always there, isn't it? So it's great to work with someone, I guess, who has that similar sort of mindset.
Yeah, you know what, even if I was 30 and playing with Chris again, I'll still think the same. I still want to be the first in the runnings, you know, I still want to be the best player in training and on the pitch. No matter what age, I think you can always improve, no matter what age you are. Yeah.
And what in your mind are the things that you really want to improve?
Well, like I said, score more goals. If I can hit 50 goals a season, that's that's 100 goals in 2 years. Yeah, and just, you know, promotions. I want to win trophies, especially after winning it last year with 𝑰𝑵𝑽𝑰𝑚 and getting really close to promotion. So I just want to, you know, every year I want to fight for promotion and, you know, cups on the sides as well.
Yeah, and you obviously enjoyed that experience with Worthing at the Amex last year, so you must be really looking forward to it. Yeah, no,
honestly, it's really good. We got the home change room then as well, so I'm hoping we get it again. Yeah,
must be quite a fun experience going into a a Premiership dressing room.
Yeah, it was crazy.
They're massive, aren't they?
Yeah, but even like the quality of the pitch, it was just, you know, if we had that pitch here at the Palafield, we would be laughing. Yeah.
No, it must be. I think with 𝑰𝑵𝑬𝑪 as well, that's going to be a good game. I think, isn't it?
Like I said, we have to beat them this time. They've done us twice, but not a third time. Yeah, so I think I can see us being really focused for the final. So I can't wait for that. Yeah,
and so 3 games to go before we go to the Amex.
Yeah.
How do you see the last 3 games of the season? Chris said he's looking towards, even though he's taking each game seriously, he's looking towards the Amex in terms of personnel.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, it's still possible to make the playoff. It's really minimal chance, but like I said, I think the main focus now will probably switch to the Amex, which is to win it. And I don't know, like I said, there is a few players that are on cup tights.
Yes.
So I definitely can see a few changes, you know, especially to get everyone back to full fitness and, you know, getting a few games before the final.
For sure.
So, but like I said, the main thing is still winning every game and then finishing the season strong and starting the new one strong again.
Yeah, and from your point of view, you're on 32 goals. I think I thought about doing this interview when you got 30.
Should have on Saturday.
The picture there, but I know it sounds silly. People always say it doesn't play on my mind or that sort of thing, but to be Hastings' record goal scorer, quite a big deal, isn't it? Do you think about it a lot?
Do you know what? I didn't even know by then. I think Chris told me a few weeks ago, like, this was the record, and like I said, I completely forgot about it, and it doesn't really play in my mind, to be fair. Like I said, I want to score every game if I can. Yeah. So no, it doesn't really.
No. Okay, brilliant. So good of you to come up and see us. Before you go, a couple of fun questions. Euro 24, supporting Italy?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping we can win it again.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the final against England again. That'll be fun.
Right, we'll edit that out. just for your own well-being. Yeah. No, nice one. And your own personal heroes. I think we probably can guess who one of them is.
Yeah.
Your role models, people that you really look up to.
I look up to obviously Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. I look up to my brother-in-law as well. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Was he a footballer?
No. I just I I just like the way he thinks, his mindset. Yeah, like I said, I want to be like him. He can be better sometimes, even for him, in other bits. Yeah, so there's pros and cons, but
yeah, I know what you mean with brothers. Yes. Yeah, no, I mean Cristiano. I'm sort of with you on Cristiano. I think the thing I love about him is the headers. I know he's a great footballer, but the way he heads a ball, and just so he's got that all-round game.
It's crazy. He's like a machine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, he just never stops learning, even at almost 40.
Yeah.
He's still scored 40 plus goals. I know he's in the Saudi Arabia, but he's still a league. Maybe one day he'll become a top division league. So
still seems to have that desire, doesn't
it?
So I guess that's probably something.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I want to play football as long as I can, and even if it means like scoring a hat-trick when I'm 40, I still celebrate and still train as hard as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, no, every goal counts. I mean, if we think about it, we're sitting here talking about the Amex, and if we go all the way back to last year, I don't know whether you remember speaking to me briefly down there after we'd beaten 3 Bridges in one of the early rounds.
Oh yes, yeah. When I got a hat-trick,
against those, we scraped through against those kids, didn't we? And how important was that game? Look now, didn't it?
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, it wasn't really like, I was a bit like moody in the interview just because the way the game went. But yeah, at least we got the win.
And it's quite incredible looking back on that game, and now that game was what started the whole run to the cup final. So it's interesting how things turn out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for coming up. I'll let you go down and get changed, ready for training this evening. I guess you'll be sort of doing a bit of planning for Enfield, I guess.
Definitely. We'll definitely do that. Like I said, we want to get this 3 points, especially because it's the last home game as well. So we want to give something to cheer to the fans as well before the end of the season. Yeah,
should be a good crowd in again, I think. And we got got a few bands on and a few beers being laid on afterwards, I think.
Oh yeah.
So that'll be quite interesting. See how that goes. See how people take to that.
Yeah.
And there you go. Brilliant. Thank you so much, David.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thank you.